So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun, and I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile shoe.
Have you ever wondered what privilege in women's basketball actually looks like? Let me show you. In A'ja Wilson's most recent Nike stunt, she is showing off her new signature shoe while Caitlin Clark, the player who is actually revolutionizing the game, is totally ignored by the same billion-dollar company. Come on, Andy, you know the answer to that question, and we know that she signed with Nike, so we know she got screwed. Wilson stars in a whole campaign about winning, but when it came to the playoffs, it was a disaster with disappointing ratings and an embarrassing exit. This isn't the kind of performance you'd expect from someone who is branded as the face of the sport, and Caitlin Clark is out there breaking records, making history, and using her position to her advantage. I have an amazing team that is trying to put my strange words into a shoe, which is crazy because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing, and they're like, okay, we got it. So who's really got the privilege here, A'ja, in this video we're diving in? One of them seems caught up in self-congratulations while the other is focused on a bigger, more meaningful mission. It's been a lot of work, but it's also been a lot of fun. Deep into Wilson and Clark's Divergent Nike appearances, analyzing their starkly different messages and demonstrating why, despite Nike's failures, Clark continues to be a class act, a strong brand ambassador, and an inspirational role model. Are you ready to let go? If you are a signed athlete, it doesn't really matter how much money you make from your original deal. We've got the best seat in the house. Remember when Nike hyped up A's signature shoe like it was the next big thing? Well, that hype came with a steep price that will undoubtedly backfire on them for years to come. You won't believe the fiasco A'ja Wilson has landed herself in with her Nike deal. It's the kind of marketing blunder that feels like watching a train wreck in slow motion. When they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal, he struck gold. So why in the world are they ignoring her? Nike is in full panic mode over their massive error, completely missing the mark on the biggest phenomenon to hit women's basketball in a very long time. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson is off polishing her MVP trophies convinced. Nike is frantically trying to figure out how to keep A'ja from looking like yesterday's headline, but let's face it, the ship hasn't just sailed, it's capsized, sunk, and is now a relic of the past. At this point, it's just the company fumbling the bag in a generational fashion. She's still the hottest name in the game, newsflash A'ja. Caitlin Clark is now living in her world, and everyone else is just living in it. According to a juicy part of the rumor, Nike is afraid of the criticism they would receive if they gave Caitlin her own shoe before A'ja. Can you believe that they are so concerned about damaging A'ja's reputation that they are allegedly postponing Caitlin's launch until 2026? Joel Hill, CEO of Nike's Q2 earnings, says Caitlin will be arriving for the 2026. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark is out there shattering records, packing arenas, and giving women's basketball a whole new shine. She has signed an incredible $28 million contract with Nike over the course of 8 years, but what she has to show for it is nothing but crickets, no promotion, no shoe, and her fans are furious. Nike's brilliant solution to this disaster makes Caitlin wait even longer because, it's completely fair and anyone can wear anything. The bottom line is that Nike is drowning in a PR disaster as they try desperately to balance A'ja Wilson's inflated ego while Caitlin Clark's popularity soars. Spoiler alert, it's not going well, and this mess is like watching a circus. The shoe is a big woman's shoe, a man's shoe, and it's going to be comfortable for everyone. And I hope everyone feels that. Because of this, I think it's unique to me. Without a ringmaster, and believe me, the chaos is far from over, but how is Caitlin handling it all? I remember when A'ja Wilson made fun of other players by accusing them of having privilege. PA made me think you say you're not really about me, and she knows how her privilege has gotten her for that point. She's also good at basketball, but it seems like she understands her privilege, so it reminds me of her over-the-top innocent. A lot of you and I believe, that's a combo beat, but the best part is Caitlin Clark's response. It's the kind of elegant mic drop moment that will make you want to stand up and cheer. The true difference between Caitlin and A'ja isn't just about who's taking more shots, it's about their mindset, and believe me, the contrast couldn't be more obvious. Newsflash, A'ja Wilson is out there strutting like royalty, acting as though the court belongs to her and everyone else is just lucky to exist in her shadow. The more people who can go out and watch the W, the college game, or whatever it is, the better it will be for the game's future. The whole I'm the star energy thing is wearing out faster than Christmas leftovers. Now, let's talk about Caitlin Clark, who is killing it. You wouldn't believe it based on her demeanor, as she is humble, grounded, and always gives credit where credit is due to her teammates. It's almost as if she is unaware that she is currently the biggest name in women's basketball. The best part is that Caitlin isn't sitting around criticizing or complaining about Nike. Rather, she is using her platform to elevate the entire WNBA at a recent Nike event. Instead of focusing on herself, she mentioned the number of people who attended the games, the number of viewers, and the fact that people truly wanted to wear WNBA players' jerseys, purchase their merchandise, or have their shoes. I believe that the way things have changed in such a short time shows everyone that there is genuine opportunity here and that there has been opportunity here. This is what leaders seem to be about: vision and humility. And supporting others, not just yourself, when things don't go A'ja Wilson's way. After a hard game against the New York Liberty, she complained, "I just feel like we're not getting the calls we deserve." It's annoying when you're playing hard and it seems like the referees aren't seeing it. Boo-hoo, A'ja should consider improving her game instead of blaming the referees. I'm really sorry, but this is absurd. We've been dealing with this all season. Now compare that to Caitlin Clark, who takes responsibility for her mistakes like a true professional and is the first to acknowledge that she needs to step up for her team. We win together, we lose together, and I take that responsibility seriously. That's what true leadership sounds like. Caitlin, it's been said that the best point guards are more focused on their teammates than on themselves. What do you prefer, setting up your teammates or scoring the ball yourself? To be honest, I believe that setting up my teammates gives the team a lot more energy because it gets everyone moving. When everyone is able to touch the ball and start moving in that manner, I believe that everyone just flows a little bit better and the offense flows a little bit better. In contrast to Caitlin, who is always encouraging her squad with statements like, "I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates. I would not be where I am without my teammates, and I'm grateful for every single one of them." Do you see the difference? In the end, A'ja Wilson's entitled attitude isn't winning her any fans. Rather, it's driving them away. I'm going out there, and I'm going to go out there. Going to try to be the best I can get. You guys say that I'm the best player in the world, which is fantastic, and it looks great, but I want to be the best person and the best teammate because that's how I get the best out of my team. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark's humility and sense of responsibility are attracting people to women's basketball like never before. The difference in attitude isn't just about winning a popularity contest, it's the kind of thing that shapes careers. Sure, A'ja may have the hardware at the moment, but Caitlin has the hearts of the fans, and in the long run, that connection, the sincere respect and admiration of the people is what really matters. Well, I came to see Caitlin Clark tonight. I've got to watch number 22. Since then, I've been watching Caitlin, and I've dreamed of attending a game. All right, let's put A'ja's sympathy party aside for a bit and concentrate on Caitlin Clark, who is truly changing the game. She's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the entire playbook. Let's talk numbers. Caitlin is drawing crowds like nobody else. Check the Sky High TV ratings. Double check that this isn't just about statistics on the court anymore. Caitlin is transforming women's basketball on her own. When you break it down, you can see why her work ethic is unrivaled, while A'ja is likely lounging by the pool. Caitlin lives in the gym for her practice, which is more than just a routine, it's a way of life. And let's not forget about her influence on the community. She connects with fans everywhere, encouraging her teammates and improving not only the league, but the sport as a whole. I believe that's what makes women's basketball so exciting. So the more we can do that and, keep the crowds in the stands, because when they show up in a stadium, they're always coming back and they fall in love with a team or a player. Or maybe they go for one player and then they're like, as another player, Caitlin Clark isn't just focused on herself, she's considering the wider picture, the entire women's basketball scene, and the fans who adore every second of it. Caitlin Clark's genuineness is captivating, as evidenced by the fact that her social media following is growing by millions of people who follow her every post. This stands in stark contrast to A'ja's me first mentality, and people are noticing, let's be honest for a moment, that she is not only reinventing what it means to be a basketball player, but also setting a new standard for what it means to be a real role model in women's sports, and it honestly makes me smile in return. I feel like I'm just myself, so that's what I try to be, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a child, because I've always loved playing sports, but my parents also always preached that there's so much more to life than sports. Here's an interesting thought. What if everything we know about women's basketball is about to be totally upended while A'ja Wilson is occupied with protecting her legacy? Caitlin Clark is out there creating an empire. Let me tell you, the difference couldn't be more stark. Let's get right to the point. This isn't just about two players anymore. It's about the future of the WNBA as a whole. Asia is fixated on the idea that her MVP trophies will keep her relevant indefinitely, but the game is changing more quickly than ever, and you're falling behind. These endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors, which is Asia Wilson's biggest blind spot. Behind brands are scurrying to work with Caitlin Clark because her fans can't get enough of her, and even the men's league is taking notice of what she's bringing to the table. This is because Caitlin Clark is more than just an athlete, she's a movement.